back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Today we are going to be doing something special. We are going to be trying out the Moon Dust Super Base Coat, if it will focus, Super Base Coat, and the Diamond Top Coat today. Both are HEMA free. And here are the backs. I love that they have the directions on the back of them. The directions are on the back. It's got the information that you need to be able to use it correctly versus having to search online for how long you're supposed to cure it. Alright. I love that they are the rectangular bottles versus your typical circle. The same ml, same 15 ml. We're also going to be using the base and the activator from Moon Dust. So we are going to be doing base and activator like I usually do. Then we're going to finish off with the base coat and the top coat. We're going to try those out. And I have been wanting to do this since I received this this color right here. It's Christmas lights, but it is not Christmassy at all. I mean, it could be. I mean, I can make orange and teal every holiday if you ask me, but Christmas lights and Calico is from the new shimmer release. Just wait till y'all see these colors when they're going on. I'm going to show y'all some swatch pictures real quick so y'all can kind of see what we're going to do. Here are the swatch pictures. Well, the swatches, I guess you could say, not pictures, but look at that. It's got teal and red, and it's just so pretty. And then this, the shimmer in this, it's not even, there we go, go out of focus. You can kind of see the gold. But y'all, these are gorgeous. It is my birthday month, and birthday was a little bit ago. It was on the 10th, so I'm kind of doing orange and teal a lot this month. That's just my thing. So if that is something that y'all want to take a peek at, want to watch, see what I think about these, go ahead and stay tuned and we will get right into it. Alright, we are going to start off with the base. I already have my peel base down. I went ahead and let it dry, and I went ahead and put a layer of base coat over top of it so we'd be golden and ready to go. This is Calico. This orange is like one of the most beautiful oranges that I have ever seen. It's not too bright. It's not too neon, it's not too pale, doesn't pull any colors, it's just straight orange. And when I'm doing this mani, I had actually absolutely no idea what I was going to actually end up doing. So I just kind of decided on a whim that I was going to do 2 nails orange, and then I was going to do 3 glitter nails. But I did not decide that until I was almost on my 3rd orange nail, and then I decided that I wanted to look at the glitter more. So I'm going to do my basic dip routine. I'm going to pour over or dip, but you don't want to dip into the jar. This is a sample size jar, and you don't want to dip into this jar because, I mean, you could if you had super short nails, maybe, but you still run the risk of bumping it on the edge or on the side. So it's just not a good idea to dip into the jar. I would recommend pouring over in from a sample size jar, or pouring it into a cupcake liner and dip like this. And you'll notice I'll cup the sides of the cupcake liner as I dip my finger in. It's like a process just so that when I'm dipping in, it pours the powder over all of the liquid. See, here's what I was deciding. I was like, am I gonna do orange on my thumb or no? I decided against it, and I decided that I was going to do just those 2 nails, and I'm just going to put the glitter on the pinky, the ring finger, and the thumb, so I could show y'all how to do a chunky glitter 2 different ways. So the first way I'm going to do on the pinky and the thumb, I'm going to pour over the first layer so that I catch some of the finer, smaller glitters and the undercolor, because if I just dip into it, I'm going to get way too much on the first layer. On a small nail, chunky glitters are sometimes a little bit harder to work on with shorter nails, and I myself personally am not a super fan of the chunky glitters just because you got to be in a mood, or I have to be in a mood, and I'm usually not in the mood to play with them. You're going to see when we get to the second layer that I take my time. So chunky glitters usually take me a long time to do just because I'm very picky. I like full coverage because you see when you pour over, there's only a few medium-sized glitters. And if you look really close, you can see that there's some super small red fine glitters in there. But I mean, you don't really pick up much when you do a pour over, but you see them colors. Like, you see that big blue piece that went on there? It's like about half the size of my nail, and you gotta immediately knock that sucker off. You don't want that on the bottom layer. I mean, you could maybe want it, but I don't want it on the bottom layer. That sucker is huge. And when you have short nails, I mean, you still want to get the best look for a chunky glitter, and I try my best to just not make it look overwhelmingly chunky and difficult, because then the chunkier it is, the thicker it is, and I really don't like my nails to be thick. So with the thumbnail, I decided to do it a little bit different and show you what it would look, because it's a little bit bigger of a nail. Decided to show you what it would look like if you actually dip into the cupcake liner on your first layer. You pick up a little bit more, but still the same process. You don't really want to get a whole lot. And see, I kind of just started knocking some off quickly and use my finger to flatten it down, because that's another thing with chunky glitters. You want them to lay really, really flat. So after you dip in or pour over or whatever you're going to do with it, you want to make sure that you're getting in there and cleaning up the cuticle line and pressing those glitters down. Like, that is a huge thing with the chunky glitters, because they don't like to usually want to lay at an angle the way your nail is shaped. They want to lay straight, flat, and sometimes they'll poke out on the side. And then you'll get to filing, and when you file them, they go from the nice, beautiful blue, red, orange to silver. And then the whole thing looks ruined. But there's also a way to fix that, which I will discuss at a later date in another video. So what I'm going to do with the second layer of the glitters is I'm going to dip in. Where's my words? Dip into the cupcake liner. And you're going to see how much I pick up, right? It is obnoxious. Now I'm going to speed up the video and let you guys watch me mess around with this glitter. This is sped up like, I think like 2.5 or 2.7 or something ridiculous, because I mess around with these glitters so much because I am very weird when it comes to my chunky glitters. I don't like too many big ones. I don't like too many of the same color. I have a whole issue when it comes to chunky glitters, which is why I just prefer the fine or the medium glitters and call it a day. But I'll let you guys watch, since I've been rambling on this whole time so far, basically. I'll let you guys watch, and I will come back as I need to, but I will come back when we get to the gel section. Okay. I wanted to pop back in and show y'all how flat those glitters are laying when you're pressing them down. Like, they're laying so flat. And I see a couple of spots where I'm gonna individually place some, but I'm gonna go ahead and tackle the thumb. So that was just one dip in coverage. So now when we do the second layer and we dip it in, we're gonna pick up like a ridiculous amount on that second layer, which is why I don't like to do it that way, because then it just is a lot. It's just too much for me. So I do like to dip in, but very carefully. I like to knock a lot off, as you'll see me do. I like to knock a lot of it off so that it's not too much, and you get to actually see the glitter for what it is. Because when everything's kind of laying on top and it just looks like a big jumbled mess, it's like a stack of papers. You can't see anything, but you see everything all at once, if that makes any kind of sense. But I'm going to let you guys continue to watch. After I do this, I'm going to dip the orange again, and then I'm going to dip in clear, and then I will be back. that is all finished up. This is filed, shaped, buffed, and wiped off camera. This is how we are looking before the gel. So everything looks pretty good. Everything filled out pretty good. That's what I mean by the thumb. Like, that is busy. But, I mean, that's the whole point of it, right? So now, here is the gel base. Upon first impression, is a little thicker than the one that I like to use. Pardon my dog drinking 1,000 gallons of water over there. I don't know, she likes to be obnoxious. But anyways, back to what I was saying. The gel base is a little bit thicker than I'm used to using. I wanted to start on the thumb, and of course it was out of focus. Just was having a whole day with this, y'all. It was nice that it was a little thicker. I feel like it'd be really good for chunky glitters because that little bit of unevenness that you don't quite get, or that little bit of texture that you may still have, this base being as thick as it is will actually conceal it a little bit. You can see it's kind of staying where I put it, so I'm wiping really close to my cuticle line and it's not flooding. I'm also very particular about how I use gel base, especially with my left hand because I'm doing this with my non-dominant hand. I like to be very careful not to get any of it on my skin just because I don't want any allergies. I don't have any allergies. I really don't ever want to think about having any allergies, so be very careful with the gel base, which is why I do a million strokes on it. I want to make sure I cover the entire glitter because I do want to cover everything, but at the same time, I also don't want to be touching my skin with the gel. And I don't want the layer too thick because then it will take forever to cure. Just lots of things. I was about to wipe the gel off with my finger, but I decided to use my angled brush with some alcohol and just clean up the sides just a little bit where it may have touched. Then I'm going to give it a quick cure because I like to do my thumbs separately. And then I am going to do the rest of my four fingers. I'll let you guys kind of watch how it goes on. It's got like a medium viscosity. It's not as thick as my favorite one to use, but it's not as thin as, well, let me reverse that. It's not as thin as my favorite one, but it's not as thick as some that I have used before. It's kind of right there in the middle, which is kind of nice. It will definitely be top on my list. Then I will be continuing to try it in different ways to see how it works. So we have it cured, and just like, look how clear that is. You see my ring light line is straight, and that's what you want before you cure. So just make sure that your gel has leveled, which it does relatively quick. Make sure everything is level before you throw it in the light so that you're not coming up with something wonky. But go ahead and watch how this goes. I sped it up just a little bit so that you guys could see because I'm using my left hand and it always takes twice as long. Just go ahead and watch this. Then I'm going to do the top coat and I will come back at the end for a final review for you guys. I forgot to mention that the gel top coat is also a little bit thicker, which is also going to help cover up any of the imperfections that you may have, any little specks you may have gotten in your gel base, anything like that. It's a little bit thicker, so it's going to level out, and it should look super beautiful. It should be really thick. The shine is like outstanding, and it's pretty strong, like a really decent strength on that top coat so far. Now that I've been wearing it for a little while, probably, what is it, a day now? Nothing, no scratches, no nothing. It is holding up, no nicks, chips, nothing. And I have done some pretty crazy stuff in this last day. So go ahead and continue to watch, and then I'll wrap it all up at the end, give you my final thoughts, and then you guys can make your decision from there. Alright, y'all, here we are at the end. We have used the new gels, we've used Christmas lights, and Calico from the new shimmer collection. Y'all, this light does not do this glitter justice. But the top gel, the top coat is a no wipe. Oh, I tested it, I touched it when it came out, so it's a no wipe top coat, which is great. Overall, I love them. A little thicker than I'm used to, so it's something I'll just have to get used to. But I definitely did enjoy that with the base coat is a little bit thicker. It'll help go over chunky glitters really, really well. It can also be used to hide any imperfections, I guess you could say, in your nails when you're getting to the top coat section. Also, it stayed where I put it. I really liked that. It wasn't no flooding or anything like that. So that was nice about the thicker viscosity of it. The top coat, I'll have to let you know how the shine holds up. As of now, it's super shiny. I always wipe my manis at the end with isopropyl alcohol, just because that's something that I do to clean it. Also, haven't washed my hands yet, so this is kind of just how it is, like fresh out of curing. So I'm going to go ahead and use a Cuticle Balm. I've been loving Fall Spice. It is like the fall in a jar. See, it's very well loved. I use this little tool so that I don't have to dig in with my nails and get it all up under my nails. But, I mean, you always want to finish off with cuticle oil at the end, or a balm, or something of that nature, a lotion or something, because of everything that you just put your hands through. You could see how dry they were. This will just put all the moisture back in there, and you want to make sure you rub the cuticle oil and balm and stuff in. Give yourself like a nice little massage. Get everything in there nice. I usually do my whole hand with the balm. Make sure I get underneath. And then while I'm at it, I usually just go ahead and do both hands, because why not, right? There's always a little bit of excess. This one is still looking nice. I messed it up a little bit when I was playing with some stuff. It's gonna look a little foggy now because I got the balm on it, but this one's still holding up nice. I've had this one on now, what is today? Today's Wednesday. I did it on Sunday, so it's holding on really nice. Peel base is still holding on really good too. Hasn't wanted to pop off. I did a ton of dishes. I bathed some babies, took some showers. It's had a lot happen with it, but this one is looking good. I will snap some pictures in the sunlight and get them posted at the end for y'all. But overall, first impressions, base coat, top coat were phenomenal. I will continue to use them and I will continue to update you. I'll give it a little bit of a wear test to leave it on for a little bit, and I will update you guys in my next video. I will see y'all in the next one.